Hello and welcome our viewers to a new episode of your show around Kuwait, where we take you through journeys that shape our remarkable nation's identity. Of course, I'm your host Abdul Latif Lanizi, and today I'm joined with my colleague Sarah. Good evening, Sarah.
Good evening, Abdul Latif, and good evening, dear viewers. Today we are having a special episode, but first we're gonna have this report and we'll be back.
The Kuwait Red Crescent Society stands as one of Kuwait's leading humanitarian beacons. In these exceptional times affecting the region, the charitable society has launched a campaign to collect donations and aid for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, collaborating with the Red Crescent Society. As the world faces numerous challenges, it is crucial to remember the importance of humanitarian efforts. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society embodies this dedication, consistently offering support and relief to those in need.
Kuwait Red Crescent has established a location on the website to collect donations for the people of Palestine, our brothers and sisters. And since then, we have collected money from people, and we are buying, and we started, of course, distributing food inside Gaza. Since yesterday, we distribute food, and also we distribute the needs for the people of Gaza who are affected by the Israeli aggression.
The current circumstances in the region have made it imperative to extend a helping hand to our Palestinian brethren. The campaign for donations and assistance, spearheaded by the Kuwait Red Crescent Society, serves as a lifeline to those facing hardship.
I've contacted a lot of bakery shops to give each family around 50 bread a day. Also, we have decided to buy fuel from there and to keep it, because everybody knows that there is no electricity, there is no water, and there is no food. And also we have contacted them, and we bought also medicine to distribute on for the meal there. And all of this is contacting with our people.
In times of crisis, it's the unity and compassion that make a significant difference. This campaign signifies Kuwait's enduring spirit of solidarity, extending goodwill and aid to those in Palestine. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society's commitment to humanitarian work has never wavered. This campaign is just one example of their unwavering dedication to assisting those in need. Their efforts remind us that even in challenging times, there is always room for kindness and empathy. In summary, the Kuwait Red Crescent Society's campaign for donations and aid to support our brothers and sisters in Palestine is a testament to their tireless work in the humanitarian field. This endeavor reflects the enduring spirit of compassion and solidarity in Kuwait, providing vital assistance to those facing adversity.
Welcome back, our viewers. Today we are honored to have a representative of one of the most humanitarian societies in the world, the Red Crescent Society. We have tonight with us Dr. Mohammed Al-Gattan to know more about the role of the Red Crescent Societies and what happened lately in our brothers and sisters in Palestine. But first things first, welcome Dr. Mohammed. We're so glad to have you and to know more about the role that's been, and also about the situation that's been held lately, unfortunately.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to talk about a very important role of the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society in the current situation. So thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
We're really happy to have you here with us today. First of all, let's talk more about the Kuwait Red Crescent Society. What is the role of it, and how do you, let's say, lead the Kuwait Society?
Basically, the Kuwait Red Crescent Society has a very huge and important and as well as essential role to really help people locally as well as internationally. So basically, to summarize it, is any people who are going through a hard time, in either a natural disaster or a conflict as a war, that the Kuwait Red Crescent Society act immediately to help the people who are suffered from kind of this situation. And we could help in a lot of angles, that we could distribute food, we could actually give medication supplies, as well as we could give vaccination. We could find a job for people who are really need for a job, and we do a lot of things in the Kuwaiti Red Crescent
Actually,
Society.
as we know lately, the Red Crescent Society is actually providing as possible as they can from the work. We all know that the efforts right now is actually limited. The access is limited, unfortunately, because of the occupation forces.
Exactly.
And of course, but we need to know about. Do we have maybe a plans to provide more helps on the future about that?
Yes, so talking about the current situation, probably everybody knows the situation is very hard, it's very tough for a lot of people,
Yes.
unfortunately, and our brothers and sisters in Gaza. So last week we launched a donation campaign called Relief Palestine, and we accepting online donation. It's very easy. It's everybody could donate online, or you could go physically to the Kuwait Red Crescent Society and you could donate online. What are we doing right now is we are cooperating with the Palestine Red Crescent Society, and we are trying to find the people who are really in need. And as you know, unfortunately, a lot of families as well as people do not have access to either food or water.
The whole area, as
Absolutely.
we know, yes,
It's
unfortunately.
a really, really tough situation over there. And this is what our role is, to really distribute or give food to people who are in need. And we are working almost 24 hours to really try to make people survive. And hopefully we are doing the right thing to do it, and it's not an easy job to do.
Sure.
Cooperating with the Palestine Red Crescent Society, and there is no access to go there.
Yes.
And this is one of the really tough situation or challenges that we are facing right now. Even though with all these challenges, we are doing our best. And the good news is we are the first country who really could help people in Gaza.
As always,
Yeah.
we are the first country in every type of situation, even when it happened, the earthquake in Turkey.
Yes.
Kuwait was actually one of the first countries that started the humanitarian aid that's been went into Turkey.
Exactly.
And of course, before the interview, you told us that you went there.
I
And of
did.
course, you had the remarkable journey. But before we go there, I think what you are doing is actually something wonderful and something remarkable. And of course, inshallah, we have more access, right?
Yes,
Sarah?
true. Yes, and since we have talked and you have mentioned about donation, and I think let's talk more about if any kind of society or a country that struggling, whether it was war or so on, or earthquake. What's the motivation that makes you, let's say, launch the campaign in this kind of place, let's say, especially when it's hard to lead or to go there, there's no access, it's also danger, let's say, for you.
Correct.
What is the motivation for that?
So basically, anything could happen, any situation that any country could happen to. In the world, I'm talking about all countries.
Yes.
The first thing that the Kuwait Red Crescent Society launched a campaign, its donation campaign, to help these kind of country, regardless religion, regardless the color of the people, regardless male or female. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society launched a campaign to help people who are really in need. And this is kind of motivation. This is Kuwaiti well known
Yes.
for helping other people, and this is a really good thing. And we make other people happy. We are trying to help other people to live a normal life. Any person could go through a tough time. This is something normal.
True.
Something
And
normal.
Absolutely. This is even in individual life.
Yeah.
I go through a hard time sometimes, and I need help.
Yes.
I need, probably could be an advice,
True.
could help me to change all situation. The same thing we could apply it in the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society in any country which could go in a hard time from a conflict or from a natural disaster. We are the first society who helped
The
this
first
country.
planes that go
Yeah.
out from Kuwait, the first planes that
Absolutely.
always landed on the needed country, is actually the planes that come in from Kuwait, that's been carrying the Red Crescent, Kuwait Red Crescent Society's supplies, which is actually something wonderful and
It's
remarkable.
huge.
Alhamdulillah, that we have this type of humanitarian conscience that's telling us to help whoever in need. But how does the Kuwait Red Crescent Society is actually collaborating with the Palestinian Red Crescent Societies over there, over the situation?
Absolutely. We have a direct contact with them. We actually, in any country, we deal with our mirror.
Yes.
For example, in the Middle East, we really cooperate with the Red Crescent Society in that country, or probably in Europe or in different country, we deal with the Red Cross Society
Yes.
over there. And we have a direct contact with them. We already know each other. All the members, we know each other, and it's easy to contact with them. And we talk with them, we tell them, what exactly do you need? What are supplies? Do you need medical supplies? Do you need food? Do you need some tent? Do you need shelters? And this is our role, is to really try to supply what they need.
Yeah, true. Especially when we're talking about people's needs and these hard times. We're talking about, let's say, more about humanity, how to support these people in these bad times, let's say. So when we're talking about that, what is the significance of humanitarian efforts? And do you think globally in the context now?
So in Kuwait, we've been helping more than 130 countries in the global, and this is actually a big number.
It is actually a huge number.
This is a huge number,
Alhamdulillah,
and
yes.
this is actually good, and this is actually kind of Kuwaiti will know about it, and this is going to be stronger our relationship with a lot of countries, and in the humanitarian role, this is going to be one of the main principle is to be human, to help other people, because one of the sign to be a developed country or a strong society
Yeah,
is to see how volunteer job in this society.
true.
Exactly. So, as everyone knows, you're actually doing a leading work in the Red Crescent Society. The Kuwait Red Crescent Society is actually, as usual, they are one of the most leading societies that's been offering to help, which is something remarkable. But can you describe for us the kind of support that you are being offered, the kind of materials or the things that you're trying to give to the other people who are in need? Which type of support is it exactly?
Exactly. So I believe this is actually one of the challenging that we are facing. So if any country went through a tough time, the challenge thing that we face is to locate the family who are really in need. And this is a really challenge task to do. The second thing, when you find these the families who are really in need, you really need to know what exactly they want. Even if we're going to deliver, I'll give you a sample question. We try to help a family in a specific country. I'm not going to mention the name of the country, but they don't eat a specific food. For example, they don't eat tuna
Yeah.
at times.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
okay.
you could not to provide
Yeah.
tuna for them. You could not ship tuna from Kuwait to this country because they're not going to eat it, or they are not used to eat tuna.
So you have
Yeah.
to get a background before you go.
Absolutely.
There's a homework.
Absolutely. This is why I'm telling you, this is a really big challenge that we face. First of all, you have to locate, you have to find the family who are really in need. This is the first task. The second, you have to know exactly what they want. One of the things that we provide, the first thing is food. The second thing, we provide a medical supply and kind of equipment, medical equipment as well as medication. We could also provide vaccination. We could provide tents. We could provide clothing for them. We actually, some of the country, we try to find some jobs for people that they could really earn some money and they could actually live a normal life, and they could establish a family. They could they could live a normal life like we do.
Yes, true, and especially standing up, let's say, again, and having some motivation and support. Let's talk more about your role. What is your role exactly? Like, how do you lead it?
Okay, so as a personal role, is I'm actually currently an associate professor at the College of Basic Education. I teach the future physical education teacher, and my role in the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society as a volunteer. So if they have any task in the locally, for example, if they would like to distribute, for example, a stuff for schools, like books, pencils, or pens, I could go there and I could help the volunteer as well, because we have more than 1,000 volunteers in the Kuwait.
MashaAllah.
Yes, and we have to cooperate with each other. And if I don't have a time today, someone else have to
Would
fill
cover,
out.
yeah.
Exactly, have to cover my time, and this is actually something hard to do.
Sure.
This is kind of my job here as a volunteering role, as well as I give lectures how to be active.
Okay.
And I could tell you an example. Now, for example, if I would like to help other people, I have to carry a box full of, for example, food.
Yeah.
It's heavy, right?
Yes.
Now,
Definitely.
if I'm not physically fit, I will not be
You won't
able
be
to
able, yes.
exactly to
True.
help other people. And this is my role, is to encourage other volunteers to really be active, what things they have to do to really could help other people, as well as to decrease the injury.
Okay.
And also I give lectures to the children who come to the Red Crescent Society to how to be a volunteer. How do you feel to be a volunteer? And this is kind of my job here, or as a volunteer role, as well as I do international role, that I have to go to other countries to really distribute food, and to also, like I just said at the beginning, to locate the families who are in need and to find out exactly what they want. And I contact the management at the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society, have to write a report and all of that.
Remarkable. After giving us this actually brief about your role in the Red Crescent Society, we're actually so excited, because we have more questions in regards to that. But of course, we have a shorter break. So for you, our viewers, we will continue after the shorter break. So stay tuned.
And we're back, dear viewers. Talking about more, we mentioned about your role. Let's talk more about your role during Gaza.
Yes.
What was your role exactly, and how was it?
Talking about the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society in Gaza right now, that we are locating a few bakery, and we rent the whole bakery, and what they are doing is to make a bread as much as they could. Actually, they're making more than 5,000 a piece of bread and distributing them in the people over there. This is the first thing that we are doing currently. And we are working right now in the medical supplies. As you know, there are a lot of injured or wounded people over there, and they actually need medication as well as medical supplies. This is the second role, and this is actually, we are currently right now working on it. And how could we deliver this?
Exactly. How can you deliver it?
It's very hard. This is one of the challenges, because nobody could really get in or get out of Gaza. And this is we're trying to find a way to really to get this medication and medical supplies to Gaza. And we didn't find the situation right now, but I could tell you we'll find a way. The third thing is to actually buy fuel and to give this fuel to a lot of hospitals, because the electricity over there, they don't have electricity, and without electricity, as you know, no one could make any operation,
Sure.
the doctor operation. And this is what we're doing, is to buy fuel over there and to distribute it to the hospital who need this fuel.
Yeah.
It's actually remarkable, especially when we have this remarkable work, humanitarian work, not only by the Red Crescent Society. They are actually, we've seen, if you can know that, Sarah, we actually seen lately that there are more and more societies, humanitarian
Yes.
societies that's been working on just to help in Gaza.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we are cooperating with them locally, actually, and we are also working or cooperating with international societies.
Something remarkable.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I think each different society, let's say, have their own motivation and support and requirements, let's say, for the people itself.
Correct, and
Yeah.
this is why we have to cooperate with each other. I have a strength in this. For example, a point, other society have other strength
Yes.
in other points, and this is why when we cooperate together, we will be in the same page.
True.
And all of us, at the end, we are on the same boat.
Yeah.
Our goal is to help other people, and this is why we have to work together.
Yeah.
And we have to accomplish this goal together. If you win, I win. If you lose, we lose as well. So this
Sure.
is why we have to work together and to accomplish our goal.
Alhamdulillah that finally we have, and actually not finally, I mean we have it for a long time, but as because of the social media, because of the more of technology advance, we actually see more and more collaborated work that have been together with different humanitarian societies that have been giving, not only with this situation that's been happening in Palestine, unfortunately, we actually see this humanitarian wonderful work even in the earthquakes that have been happening, let's say in Morocco, before that
Exactly.
in Turkey. We actually saw a remarkable work, something wonderful that we all were actually proud of that. But can you share with us some of the example, some of the work as for the Kuwait Red Crescent societies in the unwavering dedication to humanitarian work? They are actually doing something good, as everyone knows, but people have been asking, like, exactly, are they maybe have something more in plan coming soon with this donations? Because they have the donations right now, and a lot of people donating. And if anyone watching right now, please and try to donate of anything that you have, anything that you can give to our brothers and sisters. But after that, can we see something soon, inshallah?
Like you just said, Abdaz, I would like to really emphasize one of the things that you just mentioned. Anyone could donate, even a small amount of money. Regardless the amount, you could make a change.
So yeah.
Exactly, and this is why through your TV show, the great TV show that you are doing, I encourage our TV viewers as well to donate, even in a small amount. It's make a huge difference. In regard to future plans, we are working really hard on that, because if you have goal, in order to achieve your goal, you should have a plan. Without a plan, there's no way you could accomplish anything. And the work itself, it's going to be really probably weak. However, if you have a good strategy, if you have a good plan, you're definitely going to accomplish it. In our management in the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society, putting plans for everything and trying to really contact with the Palestine Red Crescent Society to find out what else or things that we could help in which area that we could actually fill out the things that we could help.
Exactly.
Yes.
Do you have maybe example of the other humanitarian work, maybe let's say before Gaza, before Palestine crisis?
Oh, there are.
Before that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there are huge.
You went to Turkey.
I
before
went to
that.
Turkey.
You told us before the
I
interview.
went to Turkey exactly. That was probably last March after the earthquake that hit Turkey, and as you already know, there are a lot of people who suffered from this earthquake. I went there with a group of a volunteer, and the situation over there was tough because still there were some earthquake while I was there. And this is something really important. As a volunteer, I have to be in a safe environment, because like I said beginning, if you are injured, you cannot help other people, right?
True. Yes.
Exactly.
And this is why safety is number one. And I went there actually also to locate, and because in Kuwait we ship a lot of stuff over there. My role is I want to be sure that all the shipment arrived over there safely, and I took the shipment and I went to talk with the Turkey Red Crescent Society, put them in the stores, and then we have to find out who are really need in this situation, because a lot of people suffered,
Yeah,
and we have
sure.
to find out which area they need more of these kind of stuff that we donated from Kuwait. And this is going to be our role. And then we take the stuff or the food or the tent from the stores and take them to the area which had the earthquake, and try to find out the people. And sometimes it's really hard.
True. Yes.
Exactly. People are really trying, because sometimes we have a limited number of food or clothing, and this is why. And we could find a lot of people who really want this kind of supply.
True.
And also, this is another challenge, and we have to really calm them down, telling them that we're gonna deliver more, and all the shipment gonna be on the way, and we have to tell them everybody can have the supply, and don't worry about it. And this is kind of one of the story that I could tell you what happened to me. I went also to other countries like Lebanon to really give supplies to the Syrian refugees. And the same scenario, I have to be sure that all the medical supply or the food, we are distributing them to the right family.
Yeah.
And this is going to be something, because if you would like to donate,
Exactly. Yes.
you would like to know that this money is going to the right
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And especially when we're talking about, let's talk about donation. I think most of the people, when they want to donate, they might have these, for a second, no, this kind of donation wouldn't reach to this place, the people wouldn't take it, people might steal it, and so on. Because I think the place itself might have unreachable or unable to access. So when we're talking about donation, and let's talk more about volunteering here.
Yes.
What was the reason behind you volunteering, and
exactly.
especially in the Kuwait Red Crescent Society? We want to know that.
Sarah, this question brought me back to 2003,
Okay.
when I was a college-age student. My goal actually is only to take a first aid course. And at that time, the Kuwait Red Crescent Society providing these courses, and still now currently doing that. And I actually registered to take this course. And after I took the certificate, I felt myself, I think I like this place. I like the vibe, I like the people over there. And I started to contact them. And when I really find myself locally helping people in Kuwait, this was an aha moment for me. I said, wow, this is one of the best things in my life, is helping other people, make other people smile.
Yes.
It's huge. I'm going to tell you something probably personal. My goal, my life goal, is to obtain a PhD degree. I work really hard on it. I dedicate myself to get this degree.
And you had it, of course.
I had it.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. And I was really happy, because this is my goal, right?
Yes.
Compare this happiness while or with helping other people. When I help other people, I am more happier.
Yeah, even Abdulatif, if he's going into, let's say, risks throughout your life, and let's say you might suffer or you might have hard times, but at the end of the day, when you see, as you mentioned, that smile making people happy, whether it was kids, elderly people, and so on, you would feel, I would have some
accomplished.
goosebumps. Yes, and yes,
you could feel that you are a human.
yes.
But there is something I would love to ask you about. At first, when you went there, you actually just wanted to have the first aid courses, right?
Correct.
Why did you want it the first 8 courses?
Actually, this is something really good for me. It's a good skill that everybody, and this is
Anyone
why.
should have it, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to tell you right now.
Yes.
This is something in my tongue. I wanted to say that it's a good skill. Anybody could have it and should have it
Should have it, yes.
because you could save a life
Yeah.
by just having this kind of information.
Yes, but even though knowing that it is a volunteer work, and you won't get paid for it.
Exactly.
And
That's why it's
really
volunteer.
challenging.
Yeah, it is
When
challenging.
yes, and when you told us that when you went to Turkey, you actually had an earthquake.
Correct.
Okay, and it was and it was the reflect of the earthquake. So it might be really dangerous without getting paid. So why are you doing it? Because I need to the people to listen to your answer, because I didn't listen to it. I didn't hear it even before the interview. I wanted to hear it right now because I know that it's going to motivate a lot of people to be a volunteer work.
As a beginning to answer your question, I believe is helping people is something remarkable, something really important, make me really happy. The second thing, when I go there to like example to Turkey after the earthquake, and I'm putting myself in a really dangerous situation, when people see the Kuwaiti flag, they actually asking me to thank my government, thank the people in Kuwait for helping them. It's make me actually even happier. And this is why I'm going to continue this, Abdulatif and Sarah. I'm going to continue helping other people for entire my life.
I'm happy that you have
Yeah.
a nice smile like
Thank
this
you.
when you explain it. Clearly, you're happy
It's-
about
it's-
that, and I'm
it's-
happy
Yeah.
for you.
It's in my blood, so this is why I'm going to continue doing this. And
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
this is actually my things to do after I retire. It's to help other people to be a part of the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society and still continue helping other people.
And I think we are more happier, and the people would be happier
Yes.
for that motivation. We're still continuing our episode, dear viewers, but after the break.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our interview with our Dr. Mohammed Al Gattan as a member in the Red Crescent, Kuwait Red Crescent Society. Welcome back, Dr. Mohammed. Can you tell us exactly about, after having more information about your role in the society, can you tell us about the Kuwait Red Crescent Society role of the speed of communication and collaboration with other Red Crescent societies in the world?
Exactly. So I believe to answer this question, I would really encourage both of you, Sarah and I believe, to come to the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society. We have a really specific management or office to this task. So you could see a huge screen. You could see the whole country. And if there anything went wrong in any country, there is a flash, red flash on it. And we could immediately contact them. Not only us, the whole world, the Red Crescent or Red Cross societies, they contact with each other immediately and see exactly what's happening over there, what kind of, how many injured, how many wounded, how many people died, what kind of earthquake, what kind of conflict, if it's a war, and what kind of things they need and how could we help.
All of this information, you will see it on the screen, on the big screen?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Cool
We're gonna
technology.
see absolutely, and this is why we use the technology. And
You
we
invited
have
us to go.
absolutely.
So we
And
will go because
anytime,
we would love to see
anytime
it.
you are welcome to come, and you're going to be fascinated about the system over there. It has to be quick because the faster that you act, probably you could save a lot of
More
people.
lives, yeah.
Absolutely, and this is why you should act fast as well as you have to act in the correct way. And how it should be is the country beside the country who is really affecting or having the problem, they should help immediately because it's going to
They're
be
more closer.
exactly.
Yeah, true.
And this is why we should really cooperate with each other, and we have to find out how could we help each other in order to help or supply the people over there.
Okay, so since we have mentioned these kind of details, what's the first, let's say, I'm sure there is, you follow some steps. So
Exactly.
what's the first thing you would follow, or the most need you would need to find out at the beginning to go into into the other steps?
Okay, so they, for example, the Red Cross or the Red Crescent in this particular country who has have the conflict or the earthquake or whatsoever, they actually gonna mention exactly how many dead people they have, how many wounded people they have, what exactly they want, and we have to find out if we actually could help in this regard. And they actually put for us some tasks that we could do. And this is going to be in general. And we actually could say, for example, in Kuwait, okay, we could provide you right now with these 2 or 3 bullets that we could do. Other organization could say, okay, I could, since Kuwait is actually going to take in this task, the other organization could do other tasks in order to
So
help.
basically each organization, let's say, they're split up into different tasks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And all of them, they are belonging to the Red Crescent Society.
Red Crescent or Red Cross Society.
Or the Red Cross
Exactly.
Society. So when you have these types of information, so do you have like your own specific technology that's been only be accessible to the Red Crescent Society?
Yes, should be the whole, all the organizations and
Yes.
societies, they have the same system. And this is why it's easy to really...
Easier, yeah.
Easy to have and giving back and forth and to contact them easier for us.
You can call like a job maybe of a specific something, and they will see it immediately. So the other societies will take the other jobs that have been left out to take.
Absolutely, and this is why
Something
we have to
remarkable.
cooperate with each other, and we have to find out how could we help, how and why and when, and we have to react immediately.
Since
Yes.
you want to go ahead, Abdul.
No, you go.
I know you're so into and you're interested in the topic.
Actually, yes, I have like millions of questions that will come into my mind.
is,
But
it is
first,
a
you have
very
to
good-
ask your question.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, since we're talking about, let's say, the technology and how the system is going throughout let's say, the Red Crescent Society, can you share with us an inspiring story, let's say, or example of one of the moments, I'm sure, that you wouldn't forget, or the efforts that you gave and support you gave into different situations?
Wow, Sarah, I have many probably, but I could probably mention one of them is I went to actually Lebanon to help the Syrian refugee, and one of the students, because we have to build schools over there, because they don't have any education system, and if people or children they don't get the right education, this will be a problem. They probably in the future they cannot gonna have a job. And they have actually, and this is one of the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society do, is to actually build schools inside the tents over there and to educate students. And one of the students actually approached me and tell me that she actually getting really high grades and she would like to get the scholarship and to continue her education. And actually I contact the people over there and they told me that's right, and I contact the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society to actually, if there's a possible way to give her a scholarship in order to continue her education, and by studying her situation, we actually gave her a full scholarship to obtain her middle school and high school. Then actually right now she's studying in the college. And this is
Remarkable.
absolutely, when you really help people in this kind of education aspect, This is really good because now when she graduated and she could have a bachelor degree, she could actually have a job and
Yes.
she could support her family. And this is something really feel good. There probably another story, probably it's when I went to Bangladesh to help people, the Rohingya people. And actually there was a child who really need a vaccination. Without a vaccination, he might die.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I contact the management here. And actually, the good things in the management here at the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society, they act immediately. They are really supportive. And I told them about the situation, and they immediately sent the vaccination. The child gets vaccinated, and he's doing very well
Especially
right now.
when you're talking about children or
Yes.
kids, the thing would be more sensitive, let's say, because
Absolutely.
that child wouldn't forget the day he asked for a request and you helped.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Sarah, you know, children, they, they don't have a, you don't blame them to have a conflict. You could probably blame the older people, right?
Yeah.
But children, you could not blame them. They are innocent
True.
and they would like
They
to
have
play.
nothing to do with it. Yes, exactly.
And this is why I'm toward more the children. This is kind of personality. So
You did something unexplainable.
exactly.
Actually.
This is why I believe I'm gonna continue doing the volunteer
Please
job.
continue, and I wish if I can do it. Actually, I
And
wish
this
if
is
I can
why
do it.
I encourage both of you, as well as I encourage our reviewers,
Yes.
is to try it. Just
Yeah.
to try how to help other people, especially if you have a spare time. A lot of students or college-age students, they do have a lot of spare time.
Yeah, true.
Do kind of this volunteer job. It's not only making you happy, it will sharpen your leadership skills.
True. Also to educate you as well.
Absolutely. It's gonna make you really stronger. You're gonna have a decision, the right decision, the right time. It's gonna strengthen your personality.
Yeah,
And this is why it's a lot of benefits.
true.
There is. But of course, do you have like a last message of call that you wanted to give to our viewers? Because a lot of people needs to hear more about your volunteer works, and as soon as I'm hearing it right now, I am happy
Yes.
from the work that you are doing. It is actually something remarkable. But I actually have a need to ask you for this one last advice, or like this message that you want to send to our viewers about the humanitarian and the support work that you are doing.
So while you are asking, I believe this question to me, I take a deep inhale because I have probably.
You need it.
Yeah.
I totally encourage our dear viewers to really do a volunteer job, not only in the Kuwaiti Red Crescent Society, in any way. If you could help people, please do, because this is going to be one of the signs to be a strong society by helping each other. If we help each other, we will be way better society.
Yeah.
This is one of the really first question. Try to do it. The probably second advice, if you have a spare time, use your time wisely, because if the time passed, there's no way that you could get it back, getting
Sure.
it back, right?
Yes.
So use it wisely. By doing a volunteer job, you probably find yourself, and you could actually gain a lot of knowledge. You could be a good person. You could change the whole life, and this is why I totally encourage all our dear viewers to do a volunteer job and to try it at least.
True. Yes.
Remarkable, remarkable. So, just a quick recap about the Red Crescent Society. Your work in lately in supporting in humanitarian work in Palestine is actually something remarkable. We wish that we can have more access work to Palestine. Inshallah, they can have it. Inshallah.
Hopefully,
Yes.
inshallah, yani, if the situation getting better soon, that we could have access and we could send volunteers, our volunteers there to really help
Inshallah.
in this
Yeah.
regard.
And of course,
It is very
yes.
important, and we could probably easier to take our stuff here in Kuwait, the medication, medical supply, and food. We could deliver these stuff to Gaza, particularly in Palestine, to help people over there.
It was an honor, and we are really glad and happy to have you here with us. Let's say educating and letting people to volunteer more and to support, especially the Kuwait Red Crescent Society. We're really happy to have you here again with us.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me. I'm really glad to be your guest today, and hopefully that I provide a good information for both of you as well as for our dear viewers.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you so much, Adil.
Dear viewers, we'll be back with more inspiring stories in the future. Until then, stay tuned and continue and celebrate the incredible talent that Kuwait has to offer. Goodbye.
Goodbye.